All right. Welcome back to Farming Life in the World Anime Review, episode number 5. Sadly put, we're reviewing the last episode that's been aired for the series. I'll give my final thoughts later on, but these are good episodes. So, in these two episodes, we're introduced to one big character, Rue's progenitor. Well, basically her grandfather. Even though he's like 4,000 years old. He also feels, oh yeah, I've been erasing my memories once every 300 years, except for keep my name and my family. Everything else, wipe my mind. And the reason why he came by to visit, because by the way, Hikaru finds about this by the angels, like some strange man stuck in the village are bowing to the statues. And apparently he knew God at some point. So, we'll get back to that in a minute. So, he's visiting the village because, he had heard that a vampire got pregnant. And like he didn't think the rumor was true, and then he sees Rue's like, "Oh, it is true. You are pregnant." He's happy for her, and of course, Hikaru makes a duplicate of the god statue because he wanted the god statue that was in this little shrine. But he's like, "I can't exactly give those away because those are probably but I can make another one." And he's like, "Okay, I'll take that." Then of course he takes it and of course he gives basically a present anyways. I think it was like a something later. So takes it to a temple and replaces the statue was put by a great sculptor with his sculpture of God, and the priest loves it. And that's the Celestial Progenitor. Now, in the manga, I read the manga basic version of this, where he did show up after the birth, not before. But that was quite nice. We got a chance to see a relative of Rue, which was quite cool. Yeah, by the way, it's real that Rue in episode 10 real she was actually pregnant. Now, the one thing that's kind of odd for the series per se is that they don't show the main character being very overtly sexual with his wife, because of course Rue is his actual wife. Do not know exactly how many wives to get this point, but Rue definitely is confirmed to be his wife, though she's not embarrassed at this point in time. And she's wearing almost like a nighty robe, and she's wearing this in the last few episodes because she's pregnant, obviously, and she wants to show it off. So, and despite her being pregnant, she still does some research, and eventually, of course, well, for next episode, we'll get back to that. By the way, he's voiced by Chris Patton, who actually is the voice of Run from, of all things, Akame ga Kill. Yep. Yep. I mean, aside from him show up here, oh yeah, it's like a normal day. Like, oh yeah, they kill some rabbits, and aside from this scene here, it's just really cool. So they get a little request like, oh, Yuri wants some apples and dress. Zabuton basically makes dresses for them. Sign the one about the strange man thing. And of course, basically like, oh yeah, give him like a piano because that was a gift for, Rue being pregnant. Basically, she gets, basically this grand piano along temple. The 3 office girls want to play it, but they want to practice because they want something so fancy, so they contact the local merchant they know, and they got a piano, no problem. And of course, they love to play piano. Though the joke is the end of the episode, Cara doesn't like the fact they play piano, and now they just bang on the piano. The very next episode is all about the birth of the baby, which of course is Akara's baby, obviously, because he's been Rue the whole time. And that's pretty much the build of the whole episode. Eventually, of course, Rue gives birth to a baby boy, who she names Alfred. Which, yes, that is the name from the Sword from Tour, which, good into that part. Yeah, it's a really cool moment to see the birth of a baby, and of course, while she was pregnant, they actually have what the girls give alcohol briefly. And of course, Rue couldn't exactly have alcohol because, she's being pregnant. I'm glad the fact they acknowledge the fact because I'm not sure if in medieval sense they would bother with the whole no alcohol while being pregnant. But my guess is they probably threw that in there, and this is this is probably the dubber. This is probably Cinephoneworks probably throwing this in there, or could be maybe this was suggested from the writer. It's like, hey, because from real life, women who are pregnant cannot have alcohol at all because basically will do something bad. And after she still can't have alcohol because, because she's breastfeeding. And apparently they plan to have the baby, when she's a little older, drink alcohol. I'm like, that's a bit strange. When he's an adult? Why would he's a little kid? It just seems quite strange. So, and aside from the birth of basically this one character, there's like no other characters per se to make debut in this episode. But this episode was, they didn't make debut one new thing here. Like, so they start using currency now, and eventually have more people moving to the village, but they basically start their first satellite village. Which, okay, interesting. I did enjoy this. But yeah, 2 really good episodes. Now my final thoughts overall on the first season show, because I do think the season come back. There's nothing that says it can't be season 2, because this season was good. Like, surprisingly really good. Like, if I get a chance, when I get a chance to lose to Christian in a couple months, I'm going to ask him about the series, because her character, she did an excellent job playing Rue. Everybody did a great job, and I appreciate the fact this series is just really, really good. Aside from the change in the name of the village per se, it's just a really faithful adaptation of source material. I think it draws more from the manga than it does the actual, like novels that there is for the series. But this series is a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and well, I cannot wait if we're gonna have a season 2. It's something I'm going to miss, per se, but there will be another anime coming. Don't worry. It's like 2 more anime I'm going to do. Next one hopefully won't take too long. It might take a bit before I get to it. Next one's going to be Chronicles of an Aristocrat Reborn in Another World. Otherwise, the anime is called The Aristocrats' Outwardly Adventure. Yep. I'll be discussing this in the very next episode. I'll discuss this as the next anime, but I'm not ready just yet per se. I've only read the first 12 chapters after, some point anyways, but I may be going to soon. But next up is going to be Dr. Stone, if I get a chance to do it at this moment. It probably may not happen today. It could happen tomorrow, okay? So, bye.